Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Rakakadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, rule web, and a great example to the young brothers in the truth, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, and Lord willing this edifying. And I'm going to get straight into it. And it's another installment of the measured out time diligently in itself. All right, so I'm gonna get into that second Exodus chapter 9. Second Exodus chapter 9 and verse. In verse 1, it reads, "And he said unto me, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou see and when thou seest part of the signs past which I have told thee before, then shalt thou well understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that it is the very same time that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning." And that's what we seeing, man. And it's pretty long video, so we gonna jump into it. Make sure it was recording. So let's get started.
In the 75 years since the United Nations was founded, the human race has never had to face a set of challenges like we do right now. But together, we can overcome.
And what she said, the United Nations, man. The NATO and the EU, the revives of the Roman Empire, man. Since they've been set up, man, since the beast reestablished itself as a power in the earth, bringing all those different countries and Edomite nations together as one. They've been facing difficulties in 2020, man. In the last 75 years, they never faced difficulties like this, because these the same times that the Most High spake of, man. This the end of these devils' rulership, man. These so-called white people, the Edomites that the Bible speak of.
Protesters taking to the streets in Louisville and in cities from New York across the country to Los Angeles, most of them peaceful.
In addiction, counselors say all the time that people don't stop self-destructive behavior until they've hit bottom. And sometimes I wonder if this is the United States of America hitting bottom in some ways. And that therefore what history tells us, that from hitting bottom, we can only go up.
No. Hey, you look at all the ancient empires, man. When they hit bottom, they was out of there, man. Ain't no hitting bottom and coming up, man. You finna hit bottom and hit chains, man. Hit shackles, man. Hardcore bondage. That's what you devils finna hit, man. That's what you hitting, man. But this Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 9, it say, "We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go everyone unto his own country, for her judgments reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the sky." And that's what we seeing, man. These devils, America judgment are reaching up into heaven. Verse 10, it say, "The Lord have brought forth our righteousness. Come and let us declare in Zion the work of Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai," man. Our power.
Formerly unflappable Secretary General could not disguise his anger at the lack of international unity.
Has been likened to an X-ray, exposing.
They go into that Revelation 17, man. Was it 19? I think it's 17. Where the these shall hate the whore, man. They all, and they go into that Daniel was going into the statue of the was partly strong and partly divided. They're going into what they just said, man. The 10 toes that was made with miry clay and iron mixed with miry clay. That's what the NATO and the EU is, man. They divided, man. Let me try to go back. God
They will have
people living in extreme poverty, but that number has been transformed.
We have been moving leads nowhere, and that we need to change course.
The lockdowns also showed that our environment itself can change. In the Punjab,
Sometimes I wonder if this is the United States of
Salakia. I'm close back to it. I'm gonna let it play from here.
America hitting bottom in some ways, and that therefore what history tells us, that from hitting bottom we can only go up.
The normally unflappable Secretary General could not disguise his anger at the lack of international unity.
has been likened to an X-ray.
The lack of international unity, man. You know, these devils are divided, man. They not united, man. Like the scriptures say, or like the words say, united we stand, divided we fall. What the Lord said in Matthew, man. Every kingdom divided against itself shall be brought to naught. And if Satan be divided against himself, he gonna be brought down, roughly paraphrasing. I ain't gonna get it, but y'all know what I'm talking about.
Exposing fractures in the skeleton of the societies we have built.
tonight Louisville and cities across the country bracing for more unrest.
Uproars of the people.
The whole planet is at stake. So this is a moment to recognize that the way we have been moving leads nowhere, and that we need to change course.
The lockdowns also showed that our environment itself can change. In the Punjab, for the first time in generations, the Himalayas are visible once again. Lions have reclaimed the roads in Kruger National Park. In Venice, the canals run clear once more. And across Italy, dolphins have returned.
Among those who attended this acrimonious meeting were several presidents and foreign ministers, in addition to the ambassadors. The Secretary General's call for unity was ignored, if not forgotten, and made clear in this virtual session that differences of the past have been gouged further open during the month.
See, hey man, hey, the NATO and the EU, goddamn, these motherfuckers is divided right now, man.
Point is that we see events taking place in our world that are so powerful and so transformational that they can't help but indicate where we're going. And a lot of what I want to talk about today is, again, some of the much evidence, and to really begin to focus our attention on the avenues through which many of these things are coming. But before I say that, I wanted to really kind of throw in a little bit of a disclaimer here, because oftentimes when I do messages like this, which are really heavy in data and information about the world and political institutions around the world, people will react and say, well, I'm not into politics. And I think that's kind of a strange thing to say, because actually you are. Even that statement is very political in its nature.
But people have shown an enormous capacity to adapt to new circumstances, an enormous capacity to change the way they live, the way they work, the way they organize themselves. So, change is possible. The problem is political will.
It is so decided.
On the 25th of September 2015, all United Nations member states signed up to the Sustainable Development Goals.
New World Order, might as well say. Sustainable Development Goals. Devil's trying to set up the New World Order, man.
A set of solutions for the biggest problems the world faces.
And you let them tell it the biggest problem the world faces, goddamn, what they call this shit, when it get hot, global warming, man. You let these devils tell it, man. What the problem is, the biggest problem the world faces is the damn person running the world, man. That's the biggest problem you face. Matter of fact, let me get that revelation. Let's get what the biggest problem the world face, man. These devils, man. These so-called white people, the Edomites, man. Damn, mosquitoes, like it. Revelation 11 and 18. Cause you little do you know you devils finna be destroyed, man. Um, Revelation 11 and 18. It reads, "The nations, Salaki, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets." You Negroes, Latinos, and Native American, but first and foremost the elect of Israel, man. Those are his servants, the prophets. You know, who out on the highways and hedges teaching. And the saints, and the saints is all of Israel. You know, that's the only way you can be a saint. "And them that fear thy name, small and great, shouldest destroy them, small and great, and shouldest destroy them that destroyed the earth." So this the biggest problem the earth faces is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the same dummy that created a nuclear missile that'll destroy the whole, destroy millions of people at a time, man. You know, this nigga is the problem, putting chemicals in the air, man, chemtrails, man. You know, polluting the water, man. He the problem, man. Oppressing the people, man. You know, all these unrighteous decrees. This nigga is the biggest problem the world face, man. You know?
Where do we go after Election Day when there are going to be tens of millions of people who say, I not only don't like the way this turned out.
Salakia. This Revelation chapter 6 and verse 4 is say, "And there went out another horse that was red," and that's going to these so-called white people, Esau, Edom. "And power was given to it and to him that sat thereon," so-called white man, the Edomites, to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. Yeah, to Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. That was his blessing, a sword, man. That's why this nigga can create a missile, man. A ICBM missile, intercontinental ballistic missile, man. A nuclear bomb, man. White phosphorus missiles and shit, man. You know, the machine gun, the pistol, hand, all these different weaponries, man. His armies, man. That's a great sword, man. Fucking outer space weapons, man. This nigga got weapons set up in the atmosphere, man. Floating around, man. Ready to shoot some shit. Or destroy some shit, man.
I don't believe the way it turned out.
I think that there is.
They will have a.
Where do we go after Election Day when there are going to be tens of millions of people who say, I not only don't like the way this turned out, I don't believe the way it turned out?
I think that there is going to be an unparalleled pressure on national leaders to speak in some sort of non-toxic way, to try to step back from the Twitterverse, which, as far as I'm concerned, has become in many ways the equivalent of the writing on the walls of a public restroom, a venue in which people say things to and about people that they would never say if they were looking them in their eyes.
On balance, come 2021, 2022, is this going to be a good place to live?
I can't see anything.
No, it's not gonna be a good place to live, man. You know, the whole earth, man. Is hey, man. Salaki. And I just quoted, "Hey, these devils' inward thought is that they houses gonna continue forever, man. You don't know if it's gonna be a 2021 or a 2022, man. You might be in shackles, man. You Edomites finna go into slavery, man. And no, America ain't gonna be a safe place to live because it's gonna be the forbidden zone, man. Ain't nobody gonna live over this motherfucker, man. Lord willing, we be out of here before 2022, man. Fucking 2022.
literally not real. This is not real. Oh my freaking god. All I want is my family.
Pictures and stories continue to file out from Australia about the devastating fires. This one, a satellite image from NASA, and as you can see,
last decade was the hottest on record. See, they gonna blame global warming for all these fires, man. When they using goddamn direct energy beams to do this shit, man. This is Luke 12:41. I have come to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it already be kindled? Yeah, the Lord coming to send fire on the earth, man. That's why this shit burning up here, goddamn well.
Rising death toll and massive evacuation in Indonesia as water swarmed Greater Jakarta following the heaviest downpour in more than...
Let me get my other one. Y'all already know where I'm going with it. Jeremiah 29:6. I gotta keep tapping it. I ain't got no juice for my phone to stay on. 29:6 it reads, hold up. I mean Isaiah. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 29 and verse 6. Thou shalt be visited of Yahweh of hosts with thunder and with earthquakes and great noise, with storms and tempests and the flame of devouring fire, man.
2 decades.
It's the worst plague of locusts to affect the region.
the damage to pastures.
Heard that? April. Locust swarm East Africa, man. You know, the Lord saying he gonna smite Egypt with plagues as before, man, and the Apocrypha, man. You know, let's go there. And we gonna jump around in that second Exodus 15. Well, I just start right here at the top. It say, behold, speak thou unto the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith Yahweh, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imagination against thee, and let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, I will send Salaki. I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. You know, so the Lord is bringing plagues upon the world, man. Matter of fact, I'm gonna keep going. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore, saith Yahweh, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually, man. And what the scriptures say in Ezekiel 9 and 5, or 4, I think it's 5, but it says, set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry, man. You know, for all the abomination that be done in the midst thereof, man. And that's going into the elect, man. You know, the 144,000 and the ones that believe in his word, man, and repented, man. They sighing and crying too, man. They soul is complaining continually as well, man. It say, and therefore saith Yahweh, I will surely avenge them, and revenge unto me all the innocent and righteous innocent blood from among them. Make sure my phone don't cut off. Verse 10, it say, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them to dwell in the land of Egypt. America, Babylon the Great. We in the land of Egypt all over again, man. Because all Egypt mean is the house of bondage, man. You know? And the whole earth really is Egypt, because Esau has control of the whole earth, man. You know? This devil, we in slavery all no, and you can go wherever the fuck you want to go, man. You still are subject to Esau Edom, man. You know? Take your ass to Africa, man. Take your ass to goddamn China or some shit. They subject to Esau Edom, these elite bankers, man. You know? Socialist, communist, all this old dumb shit. Man, that shit just to blind you people, man. You know? And like them elites say, man, give me control of a nation's money. I don't give a fuck who make the laws, man. You know? So at the end of the day, Esau running shit, man. I don't know where I was. It say, but I will bring them, verse 11, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Now we know this part, this Egypt is talking about America, man. You know, Babylon the Great. Make sure I almost cut off from, you know, because the Lord is going to destroy this place and it's going to be uninhabitable, man. You know, the Lord finna turn this place to the biggest desert ever, man. Verse 12, it say, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundations of it shall be smitten with the plagues and the punishments of God that God shall bring upon it. And we seeing these punishments and plagues that the Lord is bringing upon this place, man. And it's all over the world, man. Swarms of locusts, hurricanes, fires, you know. What they call protests, uproars, man. Uproars of the people, man. You know. Well, I'm at verse 13. That they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting of hell, and with a fearful constellation. And what they saying is a famine coming, you know, all these things. Then you got lightning storms and all kind of shit happening, man. Wind storm, whatever they call that shit, you know, destroying crops, man. You know, it say verse 14, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, you know.
Crops could create, quote, severe consequences for the region where nearly 12 million people are coping. It could be the worst the area has seen in 20 years.
Oh, yep. Verse 5, it say, behold, saith Yahweh, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. Famine, man. You just seen 25 million people in a crisis for food, man, over there in Africa, man. But it's all over, man. It's not Africa.
This is
cyclone. Hey, the Lord say he gonna visit the earth with the devouring fire and tempest, man.
double whammy. You know, we're dealing with the cyclone and with exposure to COVID.
Well, the fires raging in Northern California have now become some of the largest in state history. More than 12,000 firefighters are currently battling the blazes that have...
The San Francisco Bay Area smothered by some of the worst air quality on the planet.
Valley reaches an all-time high of 100.
Delhi on Tuesday recorded the hottest day.
But I often think we need to be reminded of something that Paul said to the
That boy finna hit y'all with a whammy, goddamn.
Thessalonians when he wrote in 1 Thessalonians 5. He says, now brothers, about the times and dates we do not need to write you. And while people are saying peace and safety, destruction will come on them suddenly.
And then what people saying, peace and safety, oh, it's all good. Yeah, it's everything gonna shake back when the COVID-19, when we get over COVID-19. Man, hey, this is it, man. This is it for this place, man. You see them destroying the middle class, man. You know, destroying the small businesses. Shutting shit down, and the second shutdown coming, man. And that shit gonna wipe you people out, man.
As labor pains upon a pregnant woman, and they will not escape.
Just 30 years ago, there were 1.9 billion people living in extreme poverty, but that number has been transformed. In 2015, it fell to 734 million people. That's over 1 billion people lifted out of poverty.
1 billion people out of poverty is amazing. It was across the world we lifted people out of poverty. Across the world, more kids got into education. As across the world, maternal mortality was reduced. Across the world today, not many people will be left without access to a mobile phone. And what that has done to empower them to access to education, to a livelihood, is huge.
Facebook is being accused of illegally harvesting the facial recognition data of users of its social media platform Instagram. And it's thought too that a class action against the tech giant could cost the company up to $500 billion. Well, it is claimed that Facebook violated the privacy rights of 100 million of its users.
A free, independent media and responsible social media platforms that encourage healthy debate. Equality unleashes the potential of everyone to improve their own lives and contribute to the lives of everyone else.
Our minds are still racing back and forth, longing for a return to normality, trying to stitch our future to our past and refusing to acknowledge the rupture. But the rupture exists. And in the midst of this terrible despair, it offers us a chance to rethink the doomsday machine we have built for ourselves. Nothing could be worse than a return to normality. Historically, pandemics have forced humans to break with the past and imagine the world anew. This one is no different. It's a portal, a gateway between one world and the next.
You goddamn Skippy, you damn coon. This nigga still coon. This nigga was a coon in the movie. This nigga a coon in real life, man. Fucking the butler. Whatever that shit called. Butler. Fucking coon ass motherfucker. But let's get this. This second Exodus chapter 6, and we'll just get straight to the point. Verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. Yeah, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. You are the world to come, man. Because the whole earth ain't going to be destroyed, contrary to popular belief. But, hey, the kingdom is going to be translated from one people into another, like the scriptures say, man. You know?
We could choose to walk through it, dragging the carcasses of our prejudice and hatred.
And the only way you going to get to the other side, man, if you repent and come back to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. Turn from your wickedness, man. You know, and the Lord is going to deliver you, man. Other than that, your ass through.
Our avarice, our data banks, and dead ideas. We can walk through it lightly, with little luggage, ready to imagine another world, and ready to fight for it.
Yeah, another world of righteousness, and this nigga is a coon, man. His inward thoughts is that the devil's house is gonna continue forever, man. Stupid ass. Let me stop.
After the genocide and destruction of the Second World War, the United Nations was founded. Enshrined in its charter was the fact that all people are equal and entitled to the same respect, justice, and human rights. This remains a simple truth, and yet across the globe, the struggle is still being fought.
And so as I talk today, I want to really kind of begin to establish that concept in our mind that it does make a difference whether we understand these things. And I always try to give an additional disclaimer that everything I say may not be correct or may not be actually, I should say, actually what's happening. But I find it fascinating because what they do indicate is there's a movement towards the idea of a global nation, a global governance that isn't something that's just happening behind a corner, as I said last week, or by a few strange people, but rather, as we talked about last week, by some of the most powerful and influential and wealthiest men on the planet today.
Hey, a new world order, man. You know?
So let me begin by saying how I think all of this began. You see, There's always, as I said last week, this movement towards a global empire, and usually it was individuals who wanted to conquer the rest of the world and place it under their authority.
See, he say a global empire, man, you know. And this is, let me get a different Bible. See, he even know, hey man, you fucking Israelites ought to be ashamed of yourself, man. You got Esau up here breaking it down. You niggas can't even see that the mark of the beast is the RFID microchip, man. He see a new world order coming. See, our people, hey man, the children of this world are wiser than the children of light, man. This Habakkuk chapter 1 and verse, chapter 2 and verse 1. Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 1. It reads, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and I will watch to see what he shall say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon the table, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it will surely come. It will not tarry. Behold, his soul which is lifted up in him is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. And when it say his soul which is lifted up in him is not upright in him, that's going into Esau, man. This nigga is wicked as hell, man. He act like he all good and just an angel and all this old goofy shit because he talking proper, man. This nigga want to see your guts, man, and drink your blood, man. That's what this, and drink your kids' blood, rather. You know? These people is wicked as hell, man. You know? But what they show you... So like it. Yeah, but like I was saying, what these people show you on TV and what the... what they call illusions on TV, like they just this holy and sanctified and perfect people, man. These people are devils, man. You know. Oh, let me finish this. It say verse 5. It say, yeah. Also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desires as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto himself all people. All nations, and heapeth unto himself all people. Yeah, one world government. What this guy talking about, man. That's what it is, man. You know? And all these nations in cahoots together, man. One with another. That's why all these nations going into fucking slavery, man. Let me get that real quick. So like it. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83. In verse 1, a song of Asaph. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh, hold not thy peace. Be not still. For lo, thine enemy make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head, and they have taken crafty counsel against thy people. Yeah, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation. Yeah, that's why you call yourself Black, Puerto Rican, Afro-American, African-American. You know? Naming yourself, you saying you two Edomites, man. Two so-called white people, because Africa is named after a white man, and America is named after a white man. You know? So you saying you come from the so-called white man. You know, and not who you truly come from, you know, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. You know, the Israelites that the Bible, we are the Israelites that the Bible speak of, man. Contrary to popular belief, man. And our people waking up. It's just the Lord's program.
Authority. And they all failed until we find that after the horrific destruction of World War II, following World War I, which was supposed to be the war to end all wars, we found with a long...
They say World War I was supposed to be the war to end all wars. Man, these devils thought they would... Man, look, hey, the war that's gonna end our worlds is World War III, man. The Lord say, the first war, the second war is past, and lo, the third war coming quickly, man. The Lord say when he get through destroying this bitch, and them nukes get through hitting, hey, he gonna make we gonna destroy the weapons when we come out those UFOs, those so-called UFOs, the chariots of the Lord, and we gonna burn all that shit up, man. And you people gonna goddamn turn your spears into fucking damn, I forgot how. So you gonna turn your weapons, all that iron and metal, you gonna turn that shit to shovels and rakes and goddamn saw. You gonna fucking learn how to work, man. You starting with you elite bankers, man. You know, we ain't even talking to the commoners no more. We talking directly to you damn elites, man. You international banking families, man. The same ones who trying to heap everything to themselves, man. You know.
With it the dawn of the nuclear age that seemed to have mutually assured destruction as its ultimate objective.
Yeah, hey, and they brought forth the weapons of the Lord indignation, man. You know? Hey, and the Lord gonna use them weapons in this third world war. They ain't got them bitches for nothing. They ain't stopped building them. You look up how many nuclear missiles and things of that nature that it is, they'll tell you, oh, it's on this nation only got this many, that nation only got that many. So it's a full out arms race, but ain't nobody made no new missiles. That shit the same thing it was when I checked it last year, man. Get the fuck out of here, man. Them folks ain't never stopped making missiles, man. Going all the way back to when they first started, man. Nobody. All these nations they saying ain't got missiles, they got them bitches, man. You know.
At that point, many world leaders advocated for a community of nations that would be committed to the goal of world peace. And out of that came, as we know, the United Nations. It was born, and its charter, interestingly, begins by saying...
Yeah, the United Nations, that beast that the scriptures speak about, that fourth beast whose deadly wound was healed, man. That's what the UN was, man. You know, the revised Roman Empire. That's what the UN was, man. You know, the revised Roman Empire. Everything can be answered through the scripture. Hey, man, you fucking Edomites, you finna go into slavery, and you and your partners, man. All these other nations, man. If you're not a Negro, Latino, or Native American, cause it's people, we got people, our people are scattered in the other nations. Look like the other nations. So if your spirit, your forefathers don't go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man, your ass finna go into fucking slavery, man.
We, the peoples of the United Nations, determined.
Please listen to the call ringing out the streets across the world. People of all backgrounds, genders, and races have come together.
See, this people are all background. You got Jake dumbass, and you go into that. Hey, the Lord didn't want everybody to come together, man. You can find that out in the Genesis, man. Going back to the Tower of Babel, man. Come on, let's everybody just come together. They did the same thing in the Greek Empire, man. Everybody forsake their gods, and we're gonna come together as one under the rules of the Edomites, man. The Lord don't want everybody together, man. He separated he separated the nations, man. Everybody supposed to have their own lands and their own certain places, man. Everybody don't supposed to come together and be one, man. When the kingdom come, everybody the Israelites everybody gonna come and learn from the Israelites after they slavery. But they ain't gonna come together and be one, man. No justice, no peace, man. The Lord say ain't no peace for the wicked, man. Ain't gonna never be no peace for you niggas, man. People getting killed. You people ain't innocent. The Lord say there's not a just man that doeth good, and there's not one man that doeth good and sinning not, man. Going to the little babies and all that, man. You know? Hey, if somebody die, man, hey, there's judgment from Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. Who the world ignorantly call God and Jesus, man. That's judgment, man. The Lord say he kill, he make alive, he wound, and he heal, man. Neither is there any that can deliver out of his hand, man. So when it go down, hey, it's the Lord, man. It don't matter who it happened to, man.
To demand change. The people marching in the streets are telling you enough.
And you motherfuckers been demanding change since goddamn Martin Luther King marching and all that old dumb shit, man. Ain't shit changed, man. You niggas been marching Black Lives Matter since George Floyd. They done killed 35 motherfuckers, man. You know, and you got this nigga, what that nigga name is, man? In the NFC, this guy, man. This nigga. Hey, they still killing Jake. This nigga ain't retaliated shit, man. You know? Talking all that shit, man. You people follow that dude, y'all gonna get put to death, man. Right along with his ass, man. And he set up, he an agent. But he leading, hey, Israel to the slaughter, man. You got the little baby out there protesting, man. You gonna get these little kids, y'all gonna get these little kids killed, man. Black Lives Matter. The little baby got the thing, man. Speaking through the horn phone, whatever that shit called. People dumb, man.
Enough is enough. To the leaders, the people elected you to
and
speak
out of
for
that
them.
came, as we know, the United Nations. It was born, and its charter, interestingly, begins by saying, "We, the peoples of the United Nations, determined." Now, in that statement, there's all sorts of indications of where they're going with this, that it's really a copy of what we have in our Constitution, our Declaration of Independence, we the people, but literally saying, rather than leaning upon God's word and God's truth, we have determined what the end result is going to be.
Let me get this real quick. What hast thou to do to declare my statutes, man? That thou shouldest take thy covenant in thy mouth. I quoted it, you know.
And this really launched the beginning of an idea of a global government, a global citizenry, which has become kind of the parlance of our culture today. Well, I'm a citizen of the world, which is kind of a way for most people to say, therefore, I'm not going to be responsible for anything important.
And what people always say, I don't got no race. I'm a human being. Man, hey, man. And this dude know what hey, boy might be a Jake. Let me stop. He might be, though.
Interestingly, maybe even coincidentally, that the UN Secretary General, every single one of them have been avowed socialists and committed globalists. Beginning with the very first Secretary General, the acting Secretary General was first formed, was a man by the name of Alger Hiss. Alger Hiss worked for the U.S. State Department. In 1952, he was indicted for being a Soviet spy. But what I find it's interesting as I went through the list of the 10 different Secretary Generals that have served, especially 3 of the last 4, you have men like Boutros Ghali, who served until 1996, and he simply stated in one of his speeches, the time of absolute and exclusive sovereignty has passed. In other words, he's saying the time of nation states like the United States of America, well, that time is past. We've moved past that to a new reality, a new global government. Kofi Annan, who was also well known, made the statement, human rights issues push sovereignty to the edge. The idea of a sovereign nation just needs to be pushed aside because we're in this new reality where human rights trump.
New world order, man. That's the reality we entered into, man. The new world order, man. And it's plain, man. It's plain upon the table, man. That he may run that reefer, man.
The rules and regulations of various governments.
Gender equality, man. The man is above the woman, man. Ain't no fucking equality, man. You know, how the hell can you make that equal, man? The man is stronger than the woman. You know, the man is faster than the woman. You know? How the hell is that equal? That's not equal. The Lord didn't make us to be equal, man. He made the woman to be the woman, to give birth, have kids, and he made the man to lead the house, man. Fucking man, this place gotta go, man. Gender equality.
Equality for women is one of the world's great injustices.
And that's why you bitches getting beat up by goddamn transgenders, man. And getting out played in sports, man. You can't even have a sport to yourself where you can be dominant because you got transgenders coming in there whooping your ass, man. And outrunning you in track, man. Dunking, putting his nuts on your head, man. You know? Gender equality.
And it is an injustice that must be and will be swept away. 75% of parliamentarians are men. 73% of managerial decision makers are men.
Because a woman is not meant to rule over nothing. The only thing a woman supposed to be over is her house, man. You know, not saying it like, because we in captivity, so of course, man, women got to work and they got to do their thing. You know, ain't nothing wrong with a woman having her own business or doing things of that nature in this society. But at the end of the day, she still, as far as her man, she supposed to know her role, man. Know that the man is above her, man. You know? You know? Hey, in the kingdom of heaven, ain't no woman gonna be over nothing, man. But the house and her children, man. And the slaves, you know?
67% of climate negotiators are men. And 87% of the people at the peace table are men. Even though we know that when people...
And a woman talking about at the peace table, 81% are at the peace table are men. Hey, men gonna reason better than a woman. A woman go off pure emotion. She full of emotions, man. You make a woman mad, boy, goddamn it, we would have been in World War III, goddamn, if a woman was the president. They big goddamn send all the nukes off, man. You know? You can't reason with a damn woman, man, when she angry and shit, man.
These settlements include women, the negotiations and outcomes are more durable. Globally, almost 1 in 5 women has experienced violence in the past 12 months at the hands of a man they know.
The current Secretary General, Antonio...
Hell, men experience violence from women they know. Man get caught cheating. Fucking woman that ran him over, killed him dead, shot him. Shit, men dying from women just like goddamn women dying from men, man. You know? Hey, man, this bitch gotta go, man.
Guterres, interestingly, was previously the president of the Socialist International, which is an organization of 100 different national socialist organizations. Many of them, the leaders of Europe today, are part of the Socialist International Party. And their basic statement is this: the ultimate objective of the parties of the Socialist International is nothing less than world government. So we need to begin to start with this baseline to saying there is a strong commitment by those who are in the leadership positions, and many of them not as government officials, but technocrats who work there. They're part of the 40,000 people who work for the United Nations, many of them in New York City. And again, I don't say this to may describe them as being blue meanies or bad people. They really believe this is the answer. They don't have a faith in God, but they do have a faith in man, and so they believe that man can actually reach that objective that they've never been.
Hold the fuck up. Hey, watch this though. They don't have faith in God, but they have faith in man. Let's get a scripture on that. Bible Kushai. This is Jeremiah 17 and verse 5. It reads, "Thus saith Yahweh, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm." Yeah, trust in a man whose heart departed from Yahweh. By Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. So, hey, when you trust a man, you curse, man, from the jump, man. You already fucked up.
able to reach, of creating a utopia where there's no poverty, there's no hunger, there's no unfairness, there's justice for all, and there's basically a average standard of living that all of us are part of. Now, I have to admit that many of the people who are pushing for this the hardest themselves are some of the wealthiest men on.
Yeah, cause hey, they plan on killing off shit. How many people? If it's 9 billion people on the earth, they plan on killing off 85, how you say it? 8.5 billion. They plan on killing off 8.5 billion people, man. You know. And having 500 million people upon the earth, a perfect balance with nature. That's one of these devil's wicked 10 commandments, man.
On the planet. And many of them were not in that position until they became part of this global enterprise, which is kind of fascinating in itself, because it's just like, basically the Animal Farm, where it said all the animals were equal, but some were more equal than others. And so the very people who are going to be saying to us, we have to have an end of private ownership of property, happen to be some of the largest property owners in the world. Funny how that works.
And once again, there are positive solutions.
Yeah, that's the devils heaping to themselves all people, man. And gathering to themselves all nations, heaping to themselves all people. Total control, man. They want total control of the earth, man. And that shit ain't gonna happen. The Lord gonna rain upon these devils, man, when they are getting ready to fill their belly, man. Roughly paraphrase.
That can turn things around fast. We need more women in positions of power at every level of government.
No, a woman need to be her ass at home, man. That's scriptural, man, that the woman shall compass the man, man. We need more women in order doing what women need to do. That's why the true judges of the earth need to be back in power, man.
The time has come for quotas that make sure women are equally represented in every country. It's time to make our laws equal so that every woman is entitled to a job and a national identification card and to own property. Women must be able to live free from violence and have the right to make decisions over their bodies and lives, especially in choosing if and when they marry. We must guarantee...
Hey man, that's completely against the scriptures, man. But fuck that. I need to get that. I must needs get this one. I gotta get this scripture, man. Cause hey man, we can't make this shit up, man. We can't make this up, man. Like Gates, man. I can't make this up. Or Psalms 53. Or is it 63? Matter of fact, let me search it up. I gotta get this before I play anymore. Psalms chapter 50 and verse 16, it say, but unto the wicked Yahweh saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? Shouldest take thy covenant in thy mouth, seeing thou hatest instruction, and casteth my words behind thee. When thou sawest a thief, thou consentedest with him, going to the Babylonians. But the point is on verse 16, man. These devils don't need to be running the damn thing. That's why women feel entitled to be equal to the man, man. Why? Because, hey, that's scriptural, man. Hey, that's going all the way back to the Garden of Eden when the serpent promised the woman she'll be a god, man. You know, and like the scriptures say, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. And the child that's oppressing us is this old regular ass Edomite man, so called white man. This he is a child in the mind, man. He is not fit to rule, man. You know. And women rule over us. Why? Because they trying to give all these women all this power, man. A woman don't supposed to have power over a man. Don't give a damn what nationality or race they is, man. The man is above the woman, man. Like the scriptures say, man. And Yahweh Shai is above the man, man.
Full access to sexual and reproductive health services and rights. We must provide the money to close the gap in girls' education. And there are important changes needed to achieve economic empowerment for women. From equal access to finance, to ending the gender pay gap, to equal access to the digital world. From mobile bank accounts, to digital payment systems and digital education.
Hey man, these folks head first to the RFID microchip. And a lot of these women, they gonna take that motherfucker willingly, man. And make their kids take it. And they ain't gonna die, man. All I got to say, goddamn mind try to do that shit, they gonna be on their fucking own, man. I pray that don't happen for me or none of the other Akim, but shit, hey, it's written that it will, man. We gonna be portrayed, man. So, hey, at the end of the day, we focus on us, man. Our eyes on the motherfucking prize, man.
It just doesn't make sense. Women are half of the population, but society does not treat them as...
And hold up, women are more than half of the population, man. You know? If you add, like, little girls and women versus men. The female versus the male, man. The women outnumber men, goddamn, what it is, every one man is 7 women, you know? A male child born, 7 women child born, man. Put it like that.
Equals. This is a legacy that needs to change here and now. By changing our behaviors, but
ain't shit changed, man. You bitch, you finna die. Cause you know she a feminist. You try to get her number, boy, that bitch goddamn gonna be so stuck up. She don't need a man until all hell break loose.
Also by changing laws and common practices across the world. We must all make that happen. Now.
And that ain't gonna, that's not gonna fix what's going on in the world. By you empowering women, how the fuck that's gonna fix? How that's gonna fix record breaking hurricanes, man? Wildfires, man. Famine. Plagues from your house, that ain't gonna do a damn thing, man.
Everyone can do their part to make it happen. We can create and enjoy green jobs, live healthier lives with cleaner air and better diets, and a more equal society.
We can enjoy goddamn healthier air if they quit spraying chemicals in the air. See, hey man, they got Jake done, man. These people gotta fucking die, man. 2/3 of our people must go, man. They inward thought is that this place gonna continue forever, man. They want this shit to be revamped, man. Healed, man. No, man. It's over with for America. It's over with for French. It's over with for Germany. It's over with for Russia, China, Dubai, and all this other shit, man. This shit is over, man. The Lord is finna destroy and conquer all nations, man, when he return, man. He said he come with fire in his chariots like a whirlwind to render his anger with fury and his rebukes with flames of fire, man.
All of us, men and women, can enjoy safer and more productive lives. There is power in every decision we make. We can shape society and the future of our planet and people.
But I thought you couldn't judge, man. There's power in every decision we make. If you make a decision, you making a judgment, man. You can't judge this. You can't judge that. You can't judge me. You can't judge him. Man, shut the hell up. You people finna go in the, you finna die. And the rest of these heathens, they finna go into fucking slavery, man. If they live through this, man.
Every choice we make.
My final message is, let's be humble. Let's recognize our fragilities, and let's understand that only in unity and solidarity we will be able to address them. It's true in each one of our countries, it's true at global level, and so many other aspects that can only be solved if we join together, and if we are able to have one.
That's the New World Order, man. That's the Tower of Babel spirit, man. Everybody, we just join together. No, man, we don't supposed to join together, man. I don't know what the fuck he is.
One common strategy, one common project, and one common determination in favor of peace, of development, and human rights in the world.
As was expressed by the first director of the UN's World Health Organization, a gentleman by the name of Brock Chisholm, who was famous within the medical and psychiatric world, he made the statement very clearly. He said,
Beyonce and them so plugged into the Illuminati is ridiculous, man. These people are devils, man. Our people are devils, man.
To achieve world government, it is necessary to remove from the minds of men their individualism, loyalty to family and traditions, national patriotism, and religious dogmas. Interesting. He says, goes on to describe those religious dogmas as he said, the only psychological force capable of producing these perversions to create.
Hey, the religious dogma, goddamn, mainly talking about you Negro, you Hebrew Israelites, man. That's their problem, man. You know, all the rest of these people serving Satan already, man. You know, they got to get rid of you Israelites, man.
These perversions of loyalty and family and patriotism and religion, these perversions, the only thing that can create those things is morality. The concept of right and wrong. The eradication of the concept of right and wrong is the objective. Now you wonder why we have moved into an era where increasingly people say there is no right or wrong, there is no good or evil, there's no truth or falsehood. There are no absolutes, and there is no absolute God to enforce absolute morality. If you think it's right, then it's right for you. Where does that come from? Well, it comes from
it comes from Esau Edom, man. You know, it comes from the devil, man. The scriptures say, however the king is, so are the people, man. So if the king is a idiot, the people are gonna be idiots, man. If the king is wise, the people are gonna be wise, man. That's why in the kingdom of heaven, man, righteousness is gonna reign, man. Everybody gonna be wise, man. After the heathen 1,000 years, they gonna be wise heathen. So like it. Yeah, after the heathen 1,000 years, they gonna a hardcore abundance, us beating the laws into them. They gonna be wise, man. Wisdom finna reign, you know, righteousness finna reign in the earth, man. Esau finna be put out, man.
A lot of different strains, but it's been heavily promoted within academic institutions, within schools, within our children, to create this idea that we can release and let go of the kind of things that usually bind people together, particularly a love for your own country and a patriotic nationalism.
It's a myth that each and every one of us doesn't have the ability to change the world dramatically and quickly. There have been enormous shifts in power and behavior to the benefit of all humanity.
Cool.
And it can happen again.
Nelson Mandela said, "It always seems impossible until it's done." These are some of the things that must be done.
Now, what's interesting is the ultimate goal of all this is the restructuring of the world into what the UN itself publishes as the 10 regional groups that will facilitate human health and economic development. A map we have here, and notes basically shows you that the whole world is divided into 10 different groups, each which is a representative of groups or nationalities of people around the world. You see there's no national lines, but basically you have North America, you have South America, East Asia, Southeast Asia, Oceania, Europe, and so forth. All of these things are subdivided into these different territories, and interestingly, or maybe just coincidentally, there are 10 of them. That's why I kind of throw it out there. I'm not saying this is necessarily the way it's going to look, but it does basically tell us that the final world empire will be composed of 10 nations. Now, it's also interesting that the...
No. The final world empire is gonna be one nation, and that's gonna be the Israelites, man. And you heathens gonna be in subjection, man. To Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai, man. All that shit you looking at and think you see, that shit ain't gonna even play out, man.
Security Council, which is the ruling board of the United Nations, is made up of 15 members, sort of. You have 5 who are permanent members, and they have veto power over any decisions or things that are voted through the UN. But there's also 10 other associate members. But
why is the U.S. the top of the permanent members, man? That go back to the scripture of the horse sitting upon the beast, man. Oh, man.
Interestingly, it's a revolving position, and it's filled by, it basically is filled by region, so that it has 5 separate regional governors over these different areas. I just think it's kind of interesting, because as we read in the opening...
And I bet you every one of them motherfuckers Edomites, man.
It says, I saw the beast coming out of the sea. He had 10 horns, 7 heads, and doesn't use any of them, and 10 crowns on his horns. In chapter 17, he
don't know what they're talking about.
Explains it to us. The 10 horns you saw are 10 kings who will, for 1 hour, receive...
Yeah, that's what you see. Receive
authority as kings along with the beast.
Exactly.
Now, all of this is kind of interesting.
Who riding upon the beast, man? The whore, man. The U.S. of A, man.
And I'm not again saying that the UN necessarily is the one world government. I'm just saying if they're not...
And it is, man. See, he don't want to accept this Edomite. He don't want to accept the truth, man. You know, he love America, man. You know?
They're certainly laying out a wonderful template for it to be.
But he know more than a lot of Hebrew Israelites, man, who call themselves Israelites, know the truth. You know, they don't even know what the beast is, man. You know?
Brought to pass. But the question that many of us have is how in the world could they possibly persuade people to accept such a radical restructuring of the world? And the answer is fear. A gentleman by the name of Keith Mines, who's a security expert, he was a Army Ranger and served in a lot of different corporate areas. He's become one of the foremost specialists on the cause of civil wars. What causes civil wars in countries? And he made the point that there are 5 conditions that he says are predictors of a nation going into civil war. Listen to what he said. The first one is entrenched national polarization with no obvious meeting place for resolution. We are divided as a country. We can't even talk to each other now. Secondly, he said there's an increased divisive press coverage and information flow. So depending on what side you want to support, you can just turn the channel to it. There's one channel that's all day hate Trump, and the other side is pretty much all day we support Trump. There's this division now where the press coverage all depends on who they want to promote. Facts have no longer become objective.
This Matthew chapter, oh shit, I'm finna read out of the Bible. This devil probably reading that up. Get your act together. Get your shit together, good dog. This Matthew 12:25, it reads, and Yahweh knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself shall be brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand.
Thirdly, he said weakened institutions, notably Congress and the judiciary, lose their authority. Fourthly, a sellout or abandonment of responsibility by political leadership. But there's an unwillingness of anybody to be identified as being on the wrong side of the issue, and so therefore they pander to us.
And all of these leaders are sellouts, man. From the highest to the lowest, man.
The constituents. But lastly, and this is the scary part, a legitimization of violence as the end.
Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. They finna create a civil war, man. If it's about, hey, no matter who win, it's gonna be up. If Trump win, it's gonna go down. If Biden win, it's gonna go down.
Way to either conduct discourse or solve dispute.
If they cancel the election, it's gonna go down. You know, it's finna go down, man. That's probably it, man.
Whether we're dissolved or not, I don't know. And the tragedy is that all great nations, in fact, historically, if you study it, all great nations have fallen not from outside enemies, but from inside corruption.
I just got the precept.
They basically implode, they don't explode. And so we have to realize that we are living a time, most of us recognize that the country we live in today, if you're my age in particular, is not the same place you grew up. But I was reminded as I was doing my reading this morning.
See, this guy's he an Edomite. He an Edomite. This Esau.
I was reading in 1 Kings 21 about King Ahab. He was a wicked king, and in fact it said he...
Hey man, what you got to do to talk about King Ahab? He more righteous than you fucking devils, man.
He was the worst of all the kings that ever reigned over the northern kingdom of Israel.
You bum ass Edomite. No, you Edomites the worst king reign over all of Israel, man. You fucking devils, man, who want us dead, man.
But God told him he was going to be judged, and he humbled himself. And the Lord responds, says, because he has humbled himself, I will not bring calamity in his day.
I had made a video on this. The world's largest free-flying American flag has been ripped in half after a thunderstorm, man. That was spiritual, man. That was a spiritual thing that happened. That's why I jumped on that motherfucker like a goddamn raccoon on a nigga fucking with him, man.
You know, God knows the day and the hour of everything that's going to happen. Jesus said, no man knows it. But there's this interesting suggestion.
Hey, he talking about no man know. No, the elect of Israel, no. Hold up. He just gave me a precept, Salakia. He just gave me a precept. Let me bag it back. Let me bag it back a little bit.
You know, God knows the day and the hour of everything that's going to happen. Jesus said, no man knows it. But there's this interesting suggestion in Scripture.
Okay. But, hey, we don't know the day nor the hour, but we know that this it, man. You know, and we don't need this Edomite, but we know it's it just because, you know. But let me get this anyway. Amos 3:6, it reads, shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city and Yahweh have not done it? Surely Yahweh will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets, man. You know, so at the end of the day, the Lord revealed his secrets unto us, man. Hey, we comforted in all this shit happening, man. We not worried or hoping for better. No, we want this shit to, we can't get our kingdom until this shit gone, man. So, Esau, keep doing your thing, baby boy. Keep doing your motherfucking thing, man.
Over and over again, that sometimes God can stretch out the time of judgment and delay it if people humble themselves and pray.
No, goddamn it, no. Your sins have reached unto heaven. You can humble yourself and pray all you want. If you ain't gonna put yourself in chains and kill your motherfucking self, you done. And y'all ain't gonna do that.
That he said, if my people will humble themselves and pray, I will hear from heaven.
My people. That's a possessive pronoun, man. My people. They say all people. It say my people. You Negro, Latino, and Native American. He trying to include himself in there with them big ass bifocals on, man. You know.
And I will heal their land.
Nope, 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 nope. He ain't gonna heal this land. He finna burn this shit up, man. Damn, Edomite. Ooh, this is it, man. This is it, man.
Shalom. Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai Bashim
My bad. That was all of it.
In the 75 years since the United Nations.
So like it. That was it though. Lord willing, it was edifying. Till the next time I wanna get all honor and glory to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai Bashim Kakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone rule web, and a great example to the younger brothers in the truth, and peace and blessing to the hopeful elect. And Lord willing, is edifying. Shalom. Kwam Yashala and the Baba Ball. These people done. Hey, the kingdom is divided. The UN is divided. Esau is divided, man.